One boot stops beside wet grass at the Oasis Visitor Center. Traffic moves along the Tamiami Trail. A railing follows the dark canal, and the parked cars are only a few steps away. The place feels safe because roads, signs, and walkways pass through it, but access is not controlled. In Big Cypress, a small choice can remove the last safe distance. A hand reaches beside a log. A dog moves forward. A camera comes several steps closer. This countdown measures how often people cross paths with each animal, how hard it is to notice, how fast contact can happen, and how serious the result could be. Number 1 can warn you clearly and still be misunderstood. But first comes a much rarer mistake, approaching an unfamiliar crocodilian. Number 10. American crocodile. The freshwater canal gives way to a different kind of water. Near the coast, fresh water can mix with salt water among mangrove roots and narrow creeks. This is where the American crocodile is more at home. Most large crocodilians seen in Big Cypress are alligators. The National Park Service says only a few crocodile sightings have been recorded in the preserve. That makes any meeting very uncommon. It also makes the animal easy to misread. An American crocodile often has a narrower, more pointed nose than an alligator. Its body can also look more gray or olive, but these details should be studied from far away. A rare sighting can create a strong desire to get closer. A visitor may move toward the water for a clear photograph. Another person may approach just to decide which species it is. That is when curiosity removes distance. A crocodile has strong jaws that can cause crushing and tearing injuries. Contact near deep water can add another danger. Yet no crocodile attack inside Big Cypress was found in the verified research. The local chance of meeting one is extremely low. The possible result of a close encounter is still serious. Never feed a crocodilian. Do not move closer for identification, and keep pets away from the water. A concerning crocodile can be reported to Florida wildlife officials. Rarity is not permission to approach. The next animal is much smaller. Its colors can make people believe they understand it before they truly do. Number 9. Eastern coral snake. Red, yellow, and black bands move through dry leaves. The snake is thin, small, and bright enough to attract attention. This is the eastern coral snake. The National Park Service confirms it as one of 4 venomous snake species in Big Cypress. It may hide beneath leaves or other cover, where only part of its pattern is visible. Many people learn short color rhymes for coral snakes. Those rhymes can create false confidence. Color can vary, and harmless snakes may look similar. The safest identification is simple. Do not touch any unknown snake. Coral snakes do not normally seek contact with people. The Florida Museum says bites are extremely rare. Almost all happen when someone deliberately handles or disturbs the snake. Its venom works differently from the venom of a rattlesnake. It can affect the link between nerves and muscles. In a serious case, this can weaken the muscles used for breathing. The contact chain often begins with interest, not surprise. A person sees the bright bands. A hand moves closer for a photograph or capture. The snake loses its way out and bites in defense. A bite may not look severe at first. That does not make it safe to ignore. Anyone who may have been bitten needs emergency medical care without delay. Give the snake room to leave. Do not pin it, move it, or try to prove its identity. The danger is not that the coral snake follows people. The danger begins when a person turns seeing into handling. Our next animal creates the opposite problem. It is large, famous, and so rarely seen that a visitor may forget to let it disappear. Number 8. Florida panther. Beyond the dry leaves, pine trunks stand over low plants and open patches of grass. A large tan cat could cross that ground and be gone in seconds. This is the Florida panther. Panthers are confirmed in Big Cypress. They use pine forests, hardwood tree islands, open prairie, and other parts of the swamp. Most visitors will never see one. The cats normally live in remote areas and avoid people. That rarity can change a person's behavior. A panther that pauses may seem calm enough to film. Someone may crouch for a better angle or move forward before the cat leaves. Both actions can make the meeting less safe. Florida wildlife officials advise people not to crouch or bend over during a close encounter. A smaller shape can look more like possible prey. Running can also trigger a chase response. Instead, stand upright and face the animal. Keep children close. Give the panther a clear way to escape. Make yourself look larger if it does not leave. If an attack ever occurs, fight back with whatever is available. That advice sounds serious because a panther has claws, strong jaws, and the speed to close a short gap quickly. Still, the risk must be stated with care. The National Park Service says there has never been a documented human attack by a Florida panther. A close meeting is rare, and an attack is even rarer. The best result is not a perfect photograph. It is a wild cat choosing to walk away. But the next creature does not need to be rare. During part of the year, it can meet visitors almost everywhere. Number 7. Mosquitoes. The panther leaves without a sound. A higher note remains near the ear. In the wet season, water spreads across trails and low ground. Big Cypress receives its rainy weather mainly from May through October. The National Park Service warns that mosquito levels may become high during this period. Mosquitoes are often treated as a simple comfort problem. People expect itching, not real harm. But some mosquitoes can pass germs through their bites. A female mosquito uses a thin mouthpart to reach blood below the skin. If that mosquito carries a harmful germ, the bite can pass it to another host. This does not mean every mosquito is infected. The research also does not show that a visitor caught a certain disease inside Big Cypress. The local fact is more limited. Mosquitoes can become very common during the rainy season, so visitors may receive many bites without protection. The small decision may happen before the trip begins. Repellent stays at home. Arms and legs remain uncovered. A rest beside flooded ground lasts longer than planned. Most bites lead only to itching and swelling. Scratching can damage the skin. Some people may also have a stronger reaction. The Centers for Disease Control recommends an insect repellent approved by the Environmental Protection Agency. Loose, long clothing also helps. Clothing and gear can be treated with permethrin, but that chemical should not be placed directly on skin. Mosquitoes do not create suspense through size. They create it through constant contact. Now the scale changes again. The next creature can grow longer than a person, yet it may be harder to find than almost anything around it. Number 6. Burmese python. A dark branch lies across flooded grass. Then, its surface bends. The shape is not wood. It is a Burmese python. These large snakes are not native to Florida. They are now breeding inside Big Cypress and across the wider Everglades area. They use marshes, swamps, grasslands, and woods near permanent water. Their pattern breaks up the outline of the body. Even trained search teams have trouble finding them. A large python can create instant fear. Its size may suggest that attacks on visitors happen often. The evidence says otherwise. A federal study found that Burmese pythons present a low risk to people in the Everglades. The cases examined involved researchers working in flooded wetlands, not ordinary visitors. No wild Burmese python is known to have killed a person in Florida. The risk rises when someone chooses to catch one. A python can bite with teeth that curve backward. Those teeth help hold prey, and they can also cause deep cuts. A large snake can wrap tightly around an animal, though such an event involving a visitor would be exceptional. The contact chain begins with discovery. Someone sees a rare, very large snake and moves closer. The person reaches for the head or tail without training. The python cannot escape, so it defends itself. The correct response is distance. Take a photograph only if it can be done safely. Record the location and report the sighting through Florida's I've Got One system or wildlife hotline. Official concern about pythons is mainly ecological. They eat native wildlife and are difficult to remove. In July 2022, officers and contractors found 2 adult females, 19 hatchlings, and 23 unhatched eggs in Big Cypress. That removal showed how firmly the species had become established. The python is dangerous to the ecosystem. For people, the greater risk often begins with an attempted capture. The next snake rarely reaches 2 feet. But Big Cypress has a real record of what can happen when a hand enters its hiding place. Number 5. Dusky pygmy rattlesnake. Flooded grass becomes dry ground. A hand moves toward a piece of fallen wood. Beside it, a tiny rattle shakes. The dusky pygmy rattlesnake is small and easy to miss. Most adults are only about 1 to 2 feet long. Their gray pattern can blend into leaves, bark, and low plants. The rattle may not provide the warning people expect. It is small and can be difficult to hear. Big Cypress confirms this snake as one of its 4 venomous species. The preserve also has a documented bite involving a seasonal ranger. According to an archived National Park Service incident report, the ranger was gathering wood at the Oasis Visitor Center. A pygmy rattlesnake bit the ranger's hand and had to be pulled away. The ranger received first aid and was taken out for emergency treatment. That record shows how little space the encounter required. The snake did not cross a trail to hunt a person. A hand entered the place where it was resting. Contact happened before the danger was seen. Its venom can cause pain and swelling around the bite. Serious effects are possible, especially for children or small pets. However, bites are not usually considered life-threatening for a healthy adult who receives proper care. Never reach into leaves, wood, or thick plants without seeing the space clearly. Wear strong shoes and use a light when visibility is poor. After any possible venomous snakebite, get emergency medical help. Do not cut the wound, suck out the venom, apply ice, or use a tight band around the limb. A small animal does not need a large area to remove your choices. The next creature is almost impossible to overlook. Its danger comes from weight, speed, and the path left open behind it. Number 4. Wild hog. The leaves are no longer still. Soil has been lifted and turned. Fresh tracks lead into thick plants beside the trail. Wild hogs live in Big Cypress. The National Park Service lists them among the animals commonly hunted inside the preserve. Panthers also hunt them. A hog will often move away from people. That can create another false belief, that it will always give up the path. A close meeting can change if young hogs are nearby, if an animal is wounded, or if a dog begins to chase. A person may also step into the route the hog would have used to escape. Then, the distance can close very quickly. A large hog has a heavy body and strong jaws. Its tusks can cut during close defensive contact. A person can suffer deep wounds, blood loss, or injury from being knocked down. This does not mean wild hogs regularly attack Big Cypress visitors. No verified visitor attack inside the preserve was found in the research. The danger is based on what can happen when a powerful animal feels trapped, not on a pattern of hunting people. If hogs appear, do not move toward them. Never approach young animals. Keep dogs controlled and give the group a wide path away. Hunters face another kind of risk. A wounded hog can remain dangerous, and handling wild hog meat may expose people or dogs to disease. Hunting rules must always be followed. Big Cypress allows regulated hunting as part of its long history in wildlife management. That fact confirms the hog's local presence. It does not prove frequent conflict. The safest route is often the one the animal was already trying to use. At number 3, there may be no clear route to sea. The next encounter can begin in dark water around a visitor's boots. Number 3, Florida cottonmouth. Hog tracks fill with water. The reflection breaks around roots and dark leaves. Near the edge lies a heavy-bodied snake. The Florida cottonmouth is at home in wet places. It may live near swamps, lakes, streams, ponds, roadside ditches, and marshes. It can also move away from water. Big Cypress includes the cottonmouth among its 4 venomous snakes. People often confuse it with harmless water snakes. Some also believe that cottonmouths chase people. Reliable wildlife guidance does not support that picture. Cottonmouths normally avoid direct contact, Bites usually happen when someone handles the snake or steps too close without seeing it. When threatened, a cottonmouth may open its mouth and show the pail inside. That display is often called aggressive. It is better understood as a warning. The snake is showing that the remaining distance matters. If a boot pins it, a hand reaches toward it, or a person tries to move it, the snake may bite in defense. Cottonmouth venom can cause strong pain, swelling, and damage around the bite. More serious symptoms can affect the whole body. Treatment may include antivenom, which is medicine that works against venom. A recent snake bite in Big Cypress led to hospital transport. Officials did not identify the snake involved. That case must not be presented as a confirmed cottonmouth bite. The event still shows the challenge of snake encounters. The person may not know which species was present, but emergency workers must treat the risk seriously. Watch every step while waiting. Use a light in dark areas, and never place a hand where you cannot see. Give any unknown snake enough room to leave. After a bite, seek emergency medical care. Do not use ice, cut the skin, suck the wound, or apply a tight band. The open mouth is not a challenge. It is a request for more space. The next snake leaves the water behind. It waits on the dry ground where many visitors feel safer. Number 2, Eastern Diamondback Rattlesnake. The swamp opens into pine forest. Dry needles cover pale ground beneath the trees. At first, the path looks clear. Then a row of dark diamonds separates from the pattern of leaves and light. The eastern diamondback is the largest rattlesnake species in the United States by length and weight. Big Cypress confirms it as one of the preserve's venomous snakes. In Florida, it uses pine forests and other dry, open habitats. It can also swim, so water does not form a perfect border around its range. Its pattern is one of its best defenses. The snake may remain unseen until a boot or hand enters the short space around it. Many people expect a loud rattle before a strike. That warning may happen, but it is not guaranteed. A snake may stay still, move away, or strike without giving the signal a person expects. The eastern diamondback prefers escape when it has a clear route. Trouble begins when it is stepped beside, cornered, or deliberately disturbed. Its fangs can inject venom that causes severe pain and swelling. Tissue around the bite can be damaged, and symptoms may affect the whole body. Lasting injury is possible. Deaths from venomous snake bites are uncommon in the United States when people receive medical care. That does not make the first minutes unimportant. Wear strong boots and long pants. Watch where hands and feet are placed. When crossing a large log, step onto it first. Look at the ground on the other side before stepping down. Never try to kill or move the snake. Many bites happen during that choice. If bitten, leave the backcountry and get emergency help at once. Remain as calm as possible. Do not use a tourniquet, which is a tight band that stops blood flow. Do not cut, freeze, or suck the wound. A marked trail is still part of the habitat around it. Yet the animal at number 1 does not need camouflage. It can stand in full view, give several warnings, and still be read in the most dangerous way. Number 1. Florida black bear. The diamond pattern fades into thick plants beside a back road. A large black shape steps into the open. Black bears live in Big Cypress. They may appear on roads and trails, and they use pine forests, hardwood tree islands, and dense parts of the swamp. A bear often notices a person before the person notices it. Most bears avoid contact. Florida wildlife officials describe them as normally quiet and shy, but a close surprise can create confusion on both sides. A worried bear may huff, blow air, clack its teeth, stomp the ground, or rush forward and stop. This is called a bluff charge. To a visitor, those signs can look like the start of an attack. Panic may lead to running, climbing, sudden movement, or blocking the bear's way out. Those choices can make the meeting worse. The warning often means the bear wants more space. It may be protecting itself, its young, or a food source. A dog can also make the animal feel threatened. A black bear has strong jaws, claws, speed, and a heavy body. Physical contact can cause deep cuts, broken bones, or worse. However, bear injuries remain rare in Florida. This animal ranks first because the possible injury is serious and the warning can be misunderstood. The danger is not only the bear's strength, it is the human reaction during a few tense seconds. Stay upright. Speak in a calm, firm voice. Back away slowly and leave the bear a clear route to escape. Do not run. Do not climb a tree. And do not play dead during a Florida black bear attack. If the bear makes physical contact, fight back with anything available. If food is present, move away from it rather than defending it. Never feed bears. Store food and rubbish so bears cannot reach them. An animal that learns to find food around people may return and create more conflict. The verified research found no confirmed bear attack inside Big Cypress. A fatal bear incident happened elsewhere in Collier County in 2025, but available records do not place it inside the preserve. It must not be used as a Big Cypress attack story. The bear is not number one because it searches for visitors. It is number one because a clear request for distance can cause a person to remove that distance even faster. Evening returns to the canal at the Oasis Visitor Center. Cars still pass on the Tamiami Trail. The railing, walkway, and signs remain exactly where they were. But the ground no longer feels empty. This ranking was never about which creature could defeat an alligator. It measured the small moments when people and wildlife lose the space between them. A boot pauses before entering wet grass. A hand stays away from a woodpile. Repellent covers exposed skin. A dog remains close. Food is sealed. A camera lowers instead of moving nearer. None of these choices requires fear. Big Cypress is not a collection of animals waiting to attack. It is a living system where every creature is trying to feed, rest, move, or protect itself. Most dangerous contact is rare. Much of it is defensive. Some of it begins because an animal cannot be seen until the final step. Roads and trails allow people to enter this place. They do not place the wildlife under human control. As the last light leaves the canal, a line of ripples moves across the surface. The animal that made them never appears. That is often the best kind of encounter. In Big Cypress, safety begins with the space you choose not to close.